It's time for Outdoors in the Valley with your host, Jim Dugan on WJER. Outdoors in the Valley is brought to you by TMK Valley Propane in Bakersville. When looking for a reliable local propane provider, trust TMK Valley Propane. Affordable, friendly, professional, all the way with TMK. Outdoors in the Valley is coming up next.
All the way with TMK. Service with a personal touch.
TMK Valley Propane takes pride in giving our customers the best service. Locally owned and operated, we are part of your community and delivering the best possible solution. Remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy local.
All the way with TMK. Service with a personal touch.
Welcome to Outdoors in the Valley with Jim Dugan on WJER. This week we will visit Zoar Garden with Scott Gordon. Wildlife specialist Jamie Emmert stops by to talk about bobcats in Ohio, a quiz of how well you know Ohio symbols, and a look at Ohio wines and their growing popularity. Those stories straight ahead on Outdoors in the Valley. Thanks for tuning in. For years, this historic site in Tuscarawas County has been the backdrop for weddings along with school homecoming and prom photos. Created by people fleeing religious persecution back in 1817, Zoar Garden is also known as the Biblical Garden. Scott Gordon describes its special design.
It represents the New Jerusalem, which is described in the 21st chapter of the book of Revelations. If you enter the garden on the wide path, that represents the secular world. You'll notice that there's many paths that lead to the center of the garden where there's a large Norway spruce. That's the Christ tree. Immediately surrounding the centrum is 12 junipers that represents the 12 apostles. And each of the 12 apostles have a bed behind them, and that represents the 12 tribes of Israel. You'll notice that there's a lot of side paths. So it's relatively easy to get off the path in your journey to the center of the tree. There are always alternative paths that will take you back to the center of the Christ tree.
Zoar Garden is part of the community's historic district that became a national landmark in 2016. It is open to visitors year-round. Here are a few more interesting facts. The 1817 settlers of Zoar established a communal society. It would become one of the longest lasting in the country.
The society lasted until 1898, so it lasted almost 80 years.
Herbs were grown in Zoar Garden for medicinal purposes, and fruits along with vegetables from the garden were served at the Zoar Hotel to President William McKinley, who enjoyed many Sunday dinners there. The return of a native animal that once disappeared in Ohio has the attention of biologists and nature lovers. Once a common sight in Ohio, habitat loss and hunting wiped out the bobcat population back in 1850. Fast forward 150 plus years. They now appear to be making a comeback thanks to wildlife management practices. Over 500 sightings have been confirmed. According to Jamie Emmert with the State Division of Wildlife, trail cameras are recording many glimpses of these solitary, elusive cats.
Bobcats are not an unusual sighting for many Ohioans, especially those who use trail cameras. Hunters or just wildlife enthusiasts in general who have trail cameras out collecting pictures of critters on their properties are reporting to us more and more bobcat sightings.
Bobcats belong to the same family as domestic cats. Your chances, though, of seeing one in the wild are slim to none. If you are lucky enough, it will be at dusk and dawn. Male bobcats are much larger than females. Breeding usually takes place from December through May, producing one litter of 1 to 6 kittens a year. Bobcats are meat eaters, liking a diet of mammals, birds, fish, amphibians, reptiles, and insects. As a rule, bobcats pose no threat to humans. Hunting or trapping them in Ohio is prohibited. How good are you on Ohio's animal and plant symbols? We begin with Ohio's state bird, the cardinal. The state flower is the red carnation. Everyone should know this one. The state tree is the buckeye. What is Ohio's state beverage? Tomato juice. Ohio has an insect symbol. That is the ladybug. Our state wildflower is the white trillium. The state mammal is the white-tailed deer. The state reptile is the black racer snake. Did you know Ohio has a state fruit? The tomato. The state amphibian is the spotted salamander. We'll give you this one. The state native fruit is the pawpaw. Ohio state frog is the bullfrog. And there's even a state pet, the shelter pet, named for all the cats and dogs awaiting homes in shelters. So how did you do? The Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District is having a contest for those hiking their trails now through Labor Day.
Come out to Atwood, Tappan Lake Park, hike on one of our trails, find the canvas that's hidden throughout the trees, take a selfie or have someone take your picture, then go to mwcd.org to enter your information. You would have a chance to win up to $1,000 in cash. Second prize is a weekend stay at the Deluxe Log Cabin at Pleasant Hill Lake Park. And third prize is a one-day boat rental.
That's it for this week on Outdoors in the Valley. Until next week at the same time, I'm WJER outdoor correspondent Jim Dugan. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks for listening to Outdoors in the Valley with your host Jim Dugan on WJER. Brought to you weekly by TMK Valley Propane in Bakersville. Online at tmkvalleypropane.com.